You are angry. The reasons why this anger came up always different, but the anger is always the same. The anger you feel today is the same anger that you felt when you were in young ages. There might be the feeling that outside circumstances are triggering something inside of you, but what eventually comes up is what you have not been able to adjust in the proper way yet. And the same is like ill will. Ill will is a state of the mind. Doesn't matter if it's towards yourself, towards another person, towards your colleagues, it's always the same ill will. It is something inside of you, which if you don't pay attention to, is going to be a hindrance along your way of walking. Go beyond it, I think, is the more proper expression, because you don't try to get rid of all of these things. You don't want to get rid of your jealousy when it comes up. You don't want to get rid of the joy that you feel. You don't want to get rid of your feelings. You want to have a very great variety of different feelings that you can tap into. The only thing which makes the difference is if you are tapping into this world of feelings consciously, or if that world of feelings is just unconsciously imploding inside of you. This makes the difference. So to overcome it means to realize it is there. What to do? You need to find something, the state of level on which you are coordinating, which means you have to stand above you. Learn to get into a perspective where you are standing above you, which means this is not about you at the moment. This is not about you. Stand above it. You see that person at the moment has an issue. How would you, as somebody watching at you, help him? Coach yourself, guide yourself to the better version, to sometimes de-identify yourself with this one. If you are caught inside here, I think it becomes difficult.
Anger, jealousy, frustration, how often do you feel them, and how do you teach yourself beyond them?
If I want to, I can tap inside of it right away, and my whole day is filled with it. No matter where I watch around on the streets, there's no problem at all for me to generate the feeling that ill will starts to dominate.
Really?
Yes.
At any moment, you could go there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Then I just ask, this feeling that you are in, does it feel good?
No.
You know, it doesn't even feel good to be in it. Right. So if we would say ill will, if at least it would give you something by staying inside that state of the mind, at least then I would understand. But if you watch at it, there is nothing positive, zero. There is no benefit to yourself, and there is especially no benefit to the people around you that this ill will is going to cause. What is the first thing that I do when I realize I have this feeling? First of all, I need to know from what does it come? What is it at the moment that triggers it? What is at the moment the source that is triggering it? I say it's so super helpful if you already have some type of concept, some type of teachings. They tell you already where it comes from, very simply. And this ill will, to 100%, in all its different variation that it comes in this world, mainly from three reasons. Either from greed of not getting more than you want, hate or jealousy of not getting what you want. And sometimes it's called ignorance or not knowing. Greed, hate, ignorance, and especially ill will easily falls into one of these categories, or sometimes a combination of these things. So ill will can be, why does he get it? I deserve it. Why you deserve it? Because you think about yourself, you are the more hardworking person in this room. So what is that combination? In that combination it is like unfairness from your subjective view, jealousy, no respect towards yourself, so which then also can maybe mean a low level of self-esteem, a lack of self-confidence. It's very often like a variety of these attributes, I think. But ultimately broken down, that's it. Greed, hate, not knowing.
When you feel judged or criticized or there's an unfairness about you personally,
They don't know better.
how do you not let it ruin your day? How do you go beyond it personally?
I breathe in deeply and I breathe out. And this sounds super ridiculous, but if you really ask me how do I cope with such a situation, this is meanwhile what I do. I am very aware that I have it right now, and I combine my breath, meaning something is getting out of me, together with my deep intention and with my deep connection of the mind together with the breath. First of all, they don't know better. If they would have more information available, they would maybe see me differently. And together with that physical aspect, this is what I do. It's like a valve. Impact. There are hard qualities, yes. So that means this is why it's helpful to really from time to time make clear to yourself again the greatest love you have ever felt in this lifetime. How did it feel? How does it feel? So if somebody would ask you nowadays, so when was the moment you really felt love? Well, first of all, you can't make it on the go. Second of all, even probably people nowadays are ashamed of even getting into this state of being while other people are watching around. This is why you need to do these practices alone, where nobody is watching you and where are you sure you are only with yourself. And there, what you do, you start to travel. You travel into the world of your memories, and you travel into everything that you are still able to recall in your mind that has happened in the past, when somebody hugged you, your father, your mother, your grandfather, your first girlfriend, your first boyfriend, it doesn't matter. Recall the situation where you think this was the greatest feeling I have ever felt when I hear about that word love. But then at least you are recalling and now know maybe how it feels. And after you have this feeling, now you ask yourself if something like this is existing. And you would have the chance that the people in this world can choose in which state of being would you yourself personally would like to live, and what would you wish the others to live in. If you're intelligent, you will only come up with one answer, which is for all of them. This is the reason why out of that loving feeling arises then what we call compassion, which means I know how great this feeling is. I know in which direction I would like to guide my life to finally have this feeling more in my life. Then you see people that are obviously sad, that are obviously having issues day in, day out, and busy with their mind, and you see how they are suffering. And because you see it, and now have this direct comparison to yourself, this is why it becomes so much easier now that you are not going to act anymore out of ill will. So the ill will is only there because you are not at that level yet where you can stand above it. If you feel like moments are too overwhelming for you, number one is get out of the situation. If we get into a big argument right now and you feel like, no, this is too overwhelming, I would now really start, get out of the room, number one. So something very practical.
Yes.
If something is too overwhelming, then we say, get distance first of all. Get distance. You need to be able to adjust room and time. You can use the mind and create something you have never seen in this world. You are creating something in the mind. You have never seen it in person. Why? Because it's not existing yet. Yet you can see it here. Greatness means you want to bring something out of yourself which is not average. This is not what the mass is able to do. In developing those skills right now, this is a way to make something unique about you. And this uniqueness goes hand in hand with the unbroken willpower that you put into it and with that vision of yourself that this is what you want and this is what you're gonna do. Buddhist teaching is not about what you want. Buddhist teaching is about what can we take away from you until it is uncovered again, what you really are, We have this world where it is about you're feeling not complete. That's why first of all you go to the school until you get your college degree. But even with that college degree, you are not complete. So that means you make a further education. Even with that university degree, you are not complete because you need a job. One job is not complete. Second job. Okay, second job, there's still something missing in your life. You need a family now. Now you need a car. But actually the second car wouldn't be so bad. So there is something about you're never enough wherever in which position you are located in your lifetime. Apparently you are never enough. There's always something more to add. That is the one direction. And what we nowadays know as the Buddhist teachings doesn't have this approach. The Buddhist teaching says you come to this world as an empty cup. Then your parents put their drop inside of you. The teachers put their knowledge inside of you. The advertising, the government, the schools, your friends, the parents of your friends. So a lot of different influences, ideas, concepts. What you are supposed to do in this life is starting to fill up your cup. Buddhist teaching now is to say, look, all of that stuff inside there, it's not coming from you. So that means spend some time and learn to empty the cup. Make that cup empty. Then you will realize who you really are, what your essence is, the way how you came to this earth. And previous to the question, when you ask, when was life easier, as a child or as an adult? Like I said, I think as a child, because that cup as a child is not so full yet. Now you have the burden to cover, the expectations to fulfill, the role you have to play. This is why I think it's more difficult now. You have these two approaches. Learning to get rid, learning to let go is one area. Learning to attain is the second. And the balance of this, I think this is the biggest challenge. You need an affirmation for your goal that you set into your life, for whatever you want to develop yourself in. You need to connect it with a personal affirmation. That is something that fuels it. This is what fuels actions. Somebody who has nothing to lose and puts everything on one card because you have no choice. Either you make it now or your family suffer. You fight differently. So that means it's not always the technique, the form that you see on the outside that is so impactful. What is it that fuels your daily actions? What fuels when you walk to the office prepared to do the work? What fuels you waking up every day, even if it's hard, even sometimes you're sick, you still go to the office and do the work? And that fuel is very, very essential. I cannot imagine there is one person existing in this world who in some way has achieved something without an affirmation. I think it doesn't exist. I think we are all connected. On the one side, I really love this life. As long as I can, I would like to experience the variety of everything that is existing here. But at the same time, I also see it as part of my obligation that if I have a possibility to do something that supports other people along the way, this is what I do. I just think this is what you do in a family. You need a healthy body. That means choose any type of physical activity. It really doesn't matter. It only matters that you understand all your wishes, all your dreams, all the goals that you are putting to yourself for what you want to achieve in this lifetime. They all are not going to matter anymore if your body is not going to be on the earth to witness these things. Greatness means you want to bring something out of yourself which is not average. This is not what the mass is able to do. If it is something that the masses are not able to do, which means your body, yourself, the way how you're thinking, the way how you're training can't be average. I'm not looking for a skill that I can outsource. I'm looking for skills, I have them. And nobody else in this world can copy. If you want to copy, well, then you need to train. Along this way, you also realize in developing those skills right now, actually, this is a way to make something unique about you. And this uniqueness goes hand in hand with the unbroken willpower that you put into it and with that vision of yourself that this is what you want and this is what you're gonna do. So it is a combination. It is a combination of you need to work for it, but also at the same time have the mindset that backs up your battle plan. You can use the mind and create something you have never seen in this world. You are creating something in the mind. You have never seen it in person. Why? Because it's not existing yet. Yet you can see it. Here. This can mean a fear also. A fear what's going to happen tomorrow. A fear what will happen to my children if I will not be able to take care of them anymore. So there is something you're projecting already that is not here yet.
It's not real.
You are projecting it inside of you, and the feelings based upon that way of thinking still makes it real to you. You need to be careful what you're creating on the mind. This is the reason why it's so important to know what are you placing inside the mind. Because it's so powerful. But now assuming that we all do not want to create our own descent or decay, anything like this. Let's say this is not what we want, but we want to have something that we would like to create, let's say. The question right now is, how do I get something from what at the moment is only in my mind into something that it becomes what we would call real? When is something real? It's real when it's here, when also other people can see it, not just you in the mind. Then it's real. Buddhist teaching now is to say, look, all of that stuff inside there, it's not coming from you. So that means spend some time and learn to empty the cup. Make that cup empty. Then you will realize who you really are, what your essence is, the way how you came to this earth. It's so important to know what are you placing inside the mind. Because it's so powerful.